Earthquakes. Earthquakes are violent shaking of the ground caused by the energy released when rock below the surface breaks. Earthquakes happen along faults. Faults are cracks in the Earth's crust. Each fault has two sides. One side is called the hanging wall, and the other side is called the footwall. Miners created these names because they could rest their feet on the footwall and hang their lanterns on the hanging wall. There are three different types of faults. When two tectonic plates move away from each other, a normal fault forms. The two plates pulling away from each other creates tensional stress, and the hanging wall moves down relative to the footwall. The East African Rift Zone is an example of a normal fault. When two tectonic plates move towards each other, a reverse fault forms. The two plates pushing together creates compressional stress, and the hanging wall moves up relative to the footwall. The Himalayan mountains are an example of a reverse fault. When two tectonic plates slide past each other, a strike-slip fault forms. The two plates grinding past each other create shear stress, but the hanging wall and footwall do not move up or down. The San Andreas Fault is an example of a strike-slip fault. Stress within each of the faults can cause rocks to deform or change. The rocks will stretch or compress in response to the pressure from the moving tectonic plates. Eventually, the pressure will become so large that the rocks break. The energy released from the breaking rock causes an earthquake. California has many earthquakes because of the San Andreas Fault. At the San Andreas Fault, the Pacific Plate moves northwest against the North American Plate at about 2 inches per year. Tension builds as the plates push against each other and is released as an earthquake when the plates finally move. The place underground where the rock breaks is called the focus of an earthquake. The epicenter of the earthquake is on the surface of the Earth directly above the focus. Waves of energy, called seismic waves, extend out in all directions from the focus. Body waves are seismic waves that travel through the Earth, and surface waves are seismic waves that move along the surface. While body waves are faster than surface waves are more dangerous because they affect structures such as buildings and bridges on the Earth's surface. Earthquakes can also trigger landslides and avalanches. When earthquakes happen underwater, they can cause tsunamis. Geologists use seismographs to measure seismic waves. Studying these waves teaches geologists about both earthquakes and the interior of the Earth. Inge Lehmann, a seismologist from Denmark, discovered that Earth's inner core was a solid ball surrounded by a liquid outer core by studying seismic waves using a seismograph.